Okay, guys, welcome to WrestleSlam, the podcast in association with Sports Matters TV and the Macau Casino, Cork City. And yet again, we're here for a special to talk all things OTT wrestling. And you know what I mean? We talk OTT and we talk history, we talk epic nights, you know what I mean, in Ireland that the world are talking about. And this February coming, guys, Saturday, February 1st, we have something truly spectacular at the National Stadium, Dublin. And I love Loco Rumble. I've been to every one so far. But first of all, guys, we're seeing this incredible lineup, and we're joined by two OTT legends, Foxy, and of course, Mr. Dennis Murphy himself. We absolutely love OTT, guys, and we want to talk first of all about this lineup. It's incredible. We're seeing the actual Rumble match itself. We're seeing guys from TNA, guys from the independent scene. It is really remarkable that we're not seeing one big name. Every name is massive. Anybody can win it. But Foxy, I'm going to go to you first, my man. It just gets better and better, and you must be really loving it. You know, you're backstage, you're in the ring, and you have absolute icons next to you in every match. It's not just one match, it's every match. So listen, it's a feel-good vibe, and look, this is going to be huge on February 1st.
Yeah. So last local rumble, well, we were essentially testing the waters, and it worked out really well. Everyone had a great time, and it also spurred on Joe Cabray to be like, okay, this works. What if I could do with a budget, like a massive budget? And here we are, like nearly a year later, and we're doing it in the National Stadium in front of hopefully 2,200, like hopefully sell out again, uh, with a stacked roster of people that's coming in. Like you said, from like TNA, the best of the independents, we have like, Jesus, the best homegrown like Irish talent, like some of the UK's absolute finest, like, and maybe more surprises along the way. Who knows? But yeah, like it's gonna be a very fun event. So I can't wait for it.
It is. And like from the fan perspective, obviously, you know, we've been following OTT for the 10 years, you know, and we've seen so many incredible nights between the anniversary show, Scrapamania. But like we look at that lineup yet again, Dennis. This lineup, like, we mentioned homegrown talent, you know what I mean? There's this it's just mind blowing. But you mentioned big budget, we mentioned stairs. Like this is ridiculous how big this is, and I don't think there's anything being done like this in Europe. Now I could be wrong. Obviously, we have WWE Royal Rumble, like, but this is huge. This is something that I've not seen before. It's never popped up in front of me, and it's just it makes me wonder what could be in 4 or 5 years from now. I generally believe that we could see OTT at the Tree Arena, and that's my vision. And it's not a pipe dream in my vision. I generally believe this will happen in due course. But what a lineup, and you must be really rubbing your hands saying, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody loves a rumble. Part of the joys of a rumble, at least from my perspective as a fan, is the surprises that you can have. And with the new regime in WWE, now working closely in a partnership with TNA, you now truly never know what's going to happen. Um, as we have seen, there are relationships there. OTT continues to grow and establish itself again, as kind of, in my opinion, and I know a lot of people's opinions, the top independent wrestling promotion in Europe. I don't think the Three Arena is beyond the realm of possibility. There's work that has to happen, and it is partnerships and it is stuff like that that will build it. But it makes events like this really must see events, because again, you truly never know who is going to walk through that curtain when the buzzer sounds. And there's announced people, sure, and those names are massive, but it could be anybody.
Dennis, why did you have to put that rush into my head straight away? Because I always think big, and I know that we could expect anything on a night. But look, let's talk quickly. I'm going to have to mention it. JD McDonough, and Finn Balor. Obviously, they graced their beautiful OTT ring a number of months ago. And listen, that was groundbreaking. Obviously, WWE Tag Team Champions. We love Triple H. We love the fact that he is open to these ideas. You mentioned there, look, anyone can walk through that curtain. Anyone can walk onto that stage. Foxy, it's just what a time to be alive. What a time to see, from the first anniversary, first Scrapamania to where we are now, and then we have Loco Rumble. The Irish wrestling fan is truly in a really good stead. That we're blessed, we really are blessed, and you know what I mean. It's God only knows what's going to happen February 1st.
No, that goes without saying. I mean, I feel that Irish wrestling and the Irish wrestling fans are beyond spoiled at the moment, because to get the likes of a JD McDonough and Finn Balor, to get a Aoife Valkyria, like we like, and who else could walk through the doors at Local Rumble, or in a future date this year, who knows? But it's an amazing time to as a fan, and just it allow like Rumble season is also great because it allows everyone to have their wildest speculations about who could win it, what could happen, where did he go from this, or what could happen from that. And you wouldn't necessarily be wrong, but that's the beauty of it. You become a fan again. Even people involved like myself or Dennis, we get to get in on the fun and actually who could win it? Who actually looks like they could win it this year? And it's brilliant because none of us will get it right. And we love it.
To elaborate on that, Foxy's completely untrue. We'll purposely go in and we won't want to know results because, again, we're fans still. Yeah, we work in the industry and all that stuff, but you have to start as a fan, and I'm still a massive wrestling fan, so I want to be surprised. And just to elaborate slightly on it, we're talking a lot about the imports. We won't forget about the reason for the plethora of international talent is to bring some more eyes on the local talent, the homegrown talent who really deserve it. The likes of Jay, Matthew Bullet Smith, Raven Creed, these people who elevate this scene by working their arse off. And thankfully, the purposes those international stars provide is that people who may come to see a PCO or whatever, they get treated to seeing what is the future of wrestling as well, because these people will be snapped up eventually.
They will. Yet again, I'm going to quickly go through some of the names that have been billed for this Local Rumble as of yet, right? So, a man like Darius, a guy that we know can win it. Robbie X, a guy that can win it. You know what I mean? We have a former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, current X Division Champion Moose, Eric Young. You know what I mean? We Be Cool, Lemo, who's homegrown talent, just like Be Cool. Lemo is definitely a contender to do this. A guy I'm happy to see back, Karen Orr, a guy that had a really bad injury. And he's on the mend, the guy that has an incredible entrance. Sam Toss, Trent Seven, Grado, Jay. There's more and more and more, but we're going to quickly go to homegrown talent, guys. And you know what I mean? We mentioned the likes of Lemo. It's been a great 12 months for Lemo, and listen, he's definitely a contender, a guy that can win this, guys.
Oh, without doubt.
Completely.
Dude has been putting some serious work in, not only in the ring, but getting himself into massive shape. He's becoming more confident in himself. The fans are behind him. It's just, he's done so well in the last year alone that, yes, he'll definitely be in contention for winning the Rumble and going on to do, he's faced Big Damo recently for the title. And what
Lemo has all the talents and the look and everything to make it. And yeah, you'd be fool if you didn't put him into consideration for winning the whole thing. People, again, elaborating on Foxy's point earlier on, people think they know who will win it, and you could get a big old swerve, and anybody could walk out as a new number one contender for the OTT World Heavyweight Championship. There's certain people like Lemo.
No, I think that was saying Cork, Lemo.
Lemo, where he should be definitely in the conversation when it comes to the betting odds.
Yeah, no, I agree. Phil, we have our little, I suppose, three amigos little chat going, and every couple of weeks, me and Phil are putting in like, oh, Moose is there, Grado's there, Eric Young is back. You know what I mean? Connor Mills is there, Luke Jacobs is there, Robbie X is there. But Phil, it is extraordinary to see, like they've announced perhaps, you
Yeah.
know, maybe 12, 14, 16 names for that local rumble, and every single one of them is mind blowing, Phil.
Yeah, and then there's PCO as well recently.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of mad. Like I would love to see Be Cool win it myself after what happened with the whole giving it up and injured and stuff. It's a good comeback story. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, be interesting. It would be interesting, and we know Joe's retired.
You never know.
You never know, though. You never know. He might have that itch, as you say. We know Dennis and you know Foxy won't give away much, but Joe could just come out and clear house. You know, he
But
might say, you know, fuck this. I'm gonna just fucking go on and win everything for the next 12 months.
yeah, and then
Joe's still a big, scary guy. He could wipe most of us out, you know.
He is, and he's been putting up the rings and doing a lot of kind of I suppose hard work the last week. He might be frustrated. He might just say, "Fuck this on a day. I'm going to go in." Might close line Moose backstage and say, "Look, I'm going in. Moose. Get away, man. That's mine." But it is surreal. It's a yet again it's a great time. I want to quickly talk about Jay, guys. Look, Jay is a guy I admire so much. We're lucky enough to see him all over the country, but Jay is incredible, and listen, he's definitely destined for great things. And look, I suppose we're very lucky to say that we still have him on Irish soil at the moment because it's only a matter of time with Jay as well.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
yeah, like with Jay, like it again, like with Lemo, like with a lot of like Irish talent, they're obscenely talented, and they definitely have the ability to go on and do great things. Like a recent example is like LJ Cleary, and then you have like Debbie Keitel, who's spreading her wings and going to Japan.
Just
Like
debuted,
it's
yeah.
it so like we've had Session Martina go off and travel the entire world, like proving why Ireland is a place to be considered. Like, but like Jay is definitely of the next crop to either spread their wings or be snapped up because they definitely have the talent. And I mean, like, if you look at his track record, I mean, like, former tag team champion, former GN champion, now NLW champion, and it's just, and that's just with OTT alone. Like, that's not with any of the other promotions here in Ireland. So, like, like the dude has all the talent. He has a great look. He has the moveset. He can talk. Like, so, yeah. Like, would I like to see him win the Rumble? Yes, absolutely. That's the beauty of the Rumble. Like anyone has a fair shot of winning, without a doubt.
As we saw with Jay, he has, when needs be, he has that killer instinct too.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll do what needs to be done. He's made his intentions clear. He's going to be the Iron Man, in his words, and he wants to take the whole thing. And he wants to challenge for that OT World Heavyweight Championship. And even just, I know you could say this for several people, but even just thinking of that match in my head, that big Demo versus Jay match in my head, you know that's going to be a banger.
yeah.
If that is, but you could say the same. We've seen Lemo take on Demo. That again, a rematch of that would be absolutely amazing. Scotty Davis always a threat if he appears in the Rumble, always a threat regardless.
Terry
Because of his
Thatcher.
just sheer intensity. Terry Thatcher, the perennial underdog who damn near took Trent Seven to the absolute limit and frustrated him to hell because Trent Seven couldn't put him down. And has something to prove because last Rumble he eliminated himself out of sheer anger after Noah Walker. So it's anybody's game. He did a Macho Man on it, the fool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Phil obviously mentioned he liked to see Be Cool win it. You know, obviously we know what happened last time around. Probably the worst case scenario for Be Cool, obviously, you know, with that massive injury coming at the worst time possible. But listen, he's on the mend, you know, his headspace is good. And Be Cool is box office, guys. You know what I mean? We've seen, an incredible 12 months for him. Bear the injury, obviously that ruled him out. But it's listen, he can make a two and two. You know what I mean? He's nothing is impossible for Be Cool. Everything is possible.
No,
Absolutely. I mean, Barry proved that with winning a huge 8-man and then beating Trent Seven in one night. Yeah, he got terribly injured, but a fired up Be Cool is a dangerous Be Cool because everybody always underestimates him, and that's when he pulls it out with help from Foxy. But usually he'll pull it out and do something.
No, he's something else.
Sure.
And look, we have to obviously. I know Phil will want to ask this question about Raven Creed.
Yeah.
Women's division is massive in this country. We're seeing more and more female stars come through the ranks. But Raven Creed's been a breath of fresh air the last 6 months, guys, and it's great to see her back in OTT. And listen, she's a force. She's an absolute force, and God only knows. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. She. If she's in the Rumble, she can win it as well.
That's the thing. I said it for ages of not demeaning any other women on the roster at him, but I know most of the guys wouldn't want to meet Raven Creed in the ring, because she's that damn tough and she's that damn good. That it's not beyond the realm of possibility for her to take it. Definitely. She's been on a tear. She's been dominant. She's reignited the division. And she's taken on all comers. It's literally open season. I don't think gender or anything, especially when it comes to Raven Creed, matters a jot. Because that woman is stronger than most adult men I've seen. So there's no saying she couldn't hoist somebody up over the top rope. That'd be a piece of piss for her.
Like
What do
she's
you
so
think, Bob?
believable. Like she's so believable. Like we've seen her, and I'm sure you have as well. Like she's wrestled both guys and girls. So it does not matter like who you are or what you are or what your preference is, she will beat the fuck out of you. Plain and simple. Like she is on a tear. She's shown why she deserves to be there. And as with the Rumble, anything is possible. She could just turn up and make a big impact in it. Or she could just bide her time and wait until the next day and really showcase what she can do against one of the best in Rio the next day in Belfast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You never know. We were recently doing a documentary on Raven, which will hopefully be out towards the end of the year next year. But it's just for us, we always felt like Raven had all the potential in the world to achieve greatness, and she's starting to do that again. We felt maybe at times she held herself back, but as you say, now she's unleashed again, and it just goes to show what she can do. You know what I mean? She is on an absolute tear up, and she is a force. And Belfast will be in for some night, but we hope we see her in Dublin as well.
No, well,
We really do.
But it depends on what's on the cards. Like we don't know.
She has come back to OTT, renewed focus, renewed vigor, and proved why she should be in the position she's in. She's been dominant. She's had fantastic matches with the likes of Amira Blair. To showcase that was just a phenomenal match in Belfast that loads of people just disregarded at the time as it was going to be nothing, and it went on to be an absolute phenomenal match against a hometown girl. Showing her vicious streak, I think that a focused and driven, again, I said about Barry, but I say about her too, a focused, driven, unleashed Raven Creed who isn't trying to cater to fans, etc. anymore, and is trying to just do what's best for her, is mighty dangerous and mighty impressive.
Oh, it is. And it's such a massive thing now in wrestling today where the females are taking lead and stuff. We mentioned Debbie earlier on. Seshma, we have to talk Seshma. Like, this girl is easily one of the biggest ambassadors for OTT, from the very first go. You know what I mean? An absolute gem and a fan favorite. It's a big year for Seshma, guys, and she's still doing it. She's still killing it. Looks $1 million. You know what I mean? She's obviously she's got a big year ahead of her, but she is so pleasant and incredible at OTTs, and she's just a great person to have around.
Mm-hmm. And the best thing about Session Mott, like, she could very well turn up on Saturday. And again, Session Mott is like Raven in that we've seen her go toe to toe with guys. In fact, some of the best wrestlers in the world, Will Ospreay, except and have absolutely phenomenal matches where she stood her ground and she held up against these people. So there's no saying she couldn't go in. And who better to go in, win that, and be the first female world heavyweight champion than Session Mott Martina, who has embodied OTT for 10 years and has worked tirelessly to do it. And she got hurt by Raven and was put on the shelf for a little bit and kind of reevaluated. So if she does come back, what kind of Session Mott would we see? Is it a more serious Session Mott? Is it even Session Mott? Is it something else? It's exciting times.
It's a debate that many people could have. And we hope she does come back, just like, Raven in Dublin. We hope we get to see a glimpse of something in that local rumble. Very unpredictable, but we look forward to it. Phil, I know you're a massive Robbie X fan. Obviously, we were lucky enough to see Robbie in Cork a lot as well. But listen, Robbie X is a guy that's making huge noise across the world, and he's the real deal. And the fans will be in for something spectacular when Robbie X is in that ring.
Yeah, and then we saw him entering with the Bullet Club as recently as well. Last year. So it's kind of seeing him live is something else.
Yeah.
It's when you're live and you see, or because we're when we go to RCW, we're literally like right next to the ring. It's bad. But you just see that so close, it's in your faces. There's nothing better than seeing it. I think he's probably my favorite high flyer that comes down at the moment. He's just so good. He's so good. And he was
find it
actually
hard to
announced for a
disagree
money
with you.
match. He was announced for a money match as well.
Against Connor Mills.
Yeah, the likes of him, Agle Blanc, who's also announced for the Rumble, Michael Oku, people like that. They're, to your point, you have to see them live. They're unbelievable.
Yeah.
And stream, seeing them on TV doesn't do it justice to just how breathtaking they are.
Yeah, it's in your face. Like, it's all like how far away from the ring where we're literally just.
Yeah. Robbie X is practically telling you to stay away. Yeah, it's that surreal, but it's like for me being a massive fan of Irish wrestling and wrestling in general. Like, I look at that lineup yet again. And even an Axel, do you know what I mean? Donovan, like Grado's entrance, I know I'd pay €50 just to see him walk out to the ring. Like man like the Reese, another incredible entrance, a specimen of a man, physique wise. Luke Jacobs, a guy I've interviewed many times over the years. It's just an absolute machine of a lineup, and I can't wait to see what's going to be announced in due course, because we still have a few days to go. But it is truly incredible. And Foxy, for the fans, like, the fans will get to mingle as well. Obviously, you have the halftime kind of interval normally at National Stadium, and then afterwards you get to mingle with the fans as well. But like, imagine being the fan mid-show, pre-show, post-show, and you're looking around and you buy merch. You've got all these big superstars around you yet again. It's just a fascinating time, and it's something that will live long in the memory. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, like it. Not only that, it can almost be overwhelming, because you look around, there's your homegrown talent. You look around, there's some of the best talent that the UK can provide. Then you see them mingling with big stars from the likes of TNA or otherwise, and it's just like, what is life? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what really is this, like what wrestling has come to now? Like, it's a stark contrast to when, like, I started, where like this didn't happen.
in
You
the
may
60s.
get the odd like British import, like, or maybe one American import. Now it's like, wow, like, like where do I start? Like, but no, like it's exciting times. Like, and again, like hopefully, like we keep on grinding, we keep on doing what we're doing, we can improve it and make it better. So, uh, um,
Yeah, but you're
I'm
ancient, and Johnny Saint couldn't make the trip across when you were fucking active.
fuck off. I'm not that old. I'm not that old.
Only a baba, only a baba. But like we've seen it, guys. Look, you've been there firsthand. The National Stadium Dublin, it's been sold out. You know what I mean? They could have sold more tickets. Um, I have that vision of the Three Arena, and I'm not just saying next year. I'm saying in a couple of years. Obviously, there's, you know what I mean. You team up with someone, maybe, who knows? We might get OTT, WWE at the Three Arena. It's something I do believe in as well. But it's not a pipe dream, lads. Would I be right to say this could happen in a couple of years, and why not? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's just been so many years of hard work put in. We know what can be done, and that Irish roster alone could compete with anyone in WWE, in my opinion.
Oh,
No.
absolutely. And there are goals set, and going to the likes of the Three Arena and growing them are goals. You know, they're achievable. Things have to happen, obviously, to get there, but maintaining the trajectory and keeping the popularity growing and doing all we can to grow as a business is one way to achieve the goal. That's one of many, but they're all about growing the company. And again, partnerships with the likes of WWE is how you get there. Is how you get there, because they can assist you to get over those first couple of hurdles before you have to kind of sink or swim on your own, and it can really it can really help things.
A lot of it does boil down to if the fans want it, they need to go. They need to pay for a
Yeah,
ticket
yeah.
and they need to make it. Because if we are doing shows and they're consistently being sold out, especially in the National Stadium, and especially in this day and age where venues are not cheap to come by,
hmm
like, and they're few and far between. But if we can make it consistent where we can do it, like, we've no choice but to do bigger venues,
That's
which that,
exactly it. And actually, this event coming up is a perfect example. Just to elaborate on your point, Fox, like this was in the KFRC last year,
mm,
and now it's in the National Stadium. Why? Because the KFRC sold out, and tickets were so in demand after the sellout that it was like, oh, we could move this to a bigger venue. So the same thing, exactly as Foxy's saying. If the fans showed up and purchased their tickets and consistently did it,
mm.
we'd have no choice but to invest in something like the Three Arena
Like,
if the want was there.
you're not just investing into a promotion, you're investing into the future of Irish wrestling.
Mhm.
That's what you're investing in. You want it to do well. So therefore we can also go around and boast like we like to do. It's like, we are the best. Ireland is the best. Come to Ireland because that's where the best wrestling is. Like, that's what we want to do. And if we can do that with homegrown like talent, mixing it up with some of the best from around the world, like with some of the best fans, yes, like this is what we want to do. We want to attract new people to come in, yes, but again, it starts at home. And if
Yeah.
if the fans at home won't support it, we're only going to go to a certain level, and that's
Because
unfortunately the harsh truth.
let's level with you. WWE is well aware of OTT's existence and
Hmm.
has had plenty of interactions with OTT. They have watched OTT. Um, the people that need to have, they're very well aware of it. If they think that OTT and the fans are a worthwhile opportunity, there is no saying that WWE couldn't just say, make OTT one of our subsidiaries. Let's launch WWE ID in Ireland because they've shown such a plethora of talent. Let's get some of those talent ID'd.
Let's do a PLE here.
Yeah, it helps everything. And that's actually the point I was going to make as well, is that if they see the likes of OTT, which again they are, and if they see OTT drawing bigger crowds, it's not only obviously fantastic for OTT, obviously, it also means that the likes of WWE go, well, if OTT can draw this much to this arena, now we could maybe put on one of our PLEs in the 3 Arena or somewhere like that and make some money. At the end of the day, they're businesses. Money needs to be made, and these are all expenses. There's a lot more expenses than most people know that go into places like this, and especially into places like 3 Arena. It's not just renting a venue. There's a lot more expense that comes directly from one pocket, which is a lot to ask from any one person to do. So there has to be the want, there has to be the desire, there has to be the call for it to move to a venue like that. But it's definitely possible, 100% possible. And it is something that is worked towards.
We want that.
Yeah.
I think we all do. And I think in due course, you know what I mean, you trust the process, and maybe we shall get that in due course. But we're definitely on the right track, which is the main thing. And you heard it there first, guys. Look, obviously, buy your tickets. We want this to sell out, and then want a demand for another 2,000-3,000 tickets. And now that's what we'll get the future, 3 Arena shows and all that kind of stuff. But National Stadium, Dublin, Saturday, February 1st, Loco Rumble. The doors open at 5 o'clock. The bell is 6 o'clock. Universe.com is where you get your tickets. We got a massive insight there from Dennis and Foxy, guys. And guys, we appreciate your time as always. It's a true honor having 2 OTT legends on with us. But we're looking forward to the show. We're not going to give any predictions because it's very hard when you have 2 household names in OTT giving predictions. If they're backstage and they're watching the show and say, what the fuck you want about? Why did you say he's going to win it? I'm going to win it. But we leave that for another day. But guys, thank you.
Are we kayfabing? Are we not? Are we shooting?
I can just throw a random name at you and you'll probably think it's going to win. So, yeah.
we have to play it safe. We have to play it safe. But yet again, this is WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by Sports Matters TV and the Macoka City, Cork City. Foxy, Niall, and of course, look, Dennis, Phil, and myself, Jerry, we thank you for tuning our way, guys, and we will catch you very soon. Thank you very much, guys.